Enduring love is quite an interesting topic when neither of our partners bothered to show up tonight. But we'll forgive them, and it means actually that we don't have to be too truthful, which is great. I guess my story of enduring love, and my partner and I, Stephen and I, have been together for 19 years now. It didn't start incredibly well, because we were introduced by a mutual friend who took me to Stephen's flat in Edinburgh, Scotland, many years ago. And we had tea, as you do in Scotland, and it was very pleasant. And I thought, this is kind of nice guy, I'd like to get to know him better. About 6 months later, we met again because I was running a concert hall in Edinburgh, and Stephen was the marketing manager for the orchestra that resided there. And we met, and I said, nice to see you again, and he said, I'm sorry, we haven't met before. So he still does not remember that first meeting, so it wasn't a great start. When we got together, when we first met, second met, as it were, we became very good friends, and we hung out a lot. We went out. We had the same kind of interests in theatre and music and opera. We went out most nights. We hung about for about a year and a half, and I followed him around like a little dog, you know, adoringly, and he accepted my adoration but nothing else. Until finally, after about a year and a half of my constant care and attrition and wearing him down, he finally gave up and said, okay, it's fine, we can be together. 19 years later, we're still together, and he followed me across the Atlantic Ocean, giving up his job to be a trailing spouse in Indianapolis, which was a very big mark of affection. Two things about Stephen. People say when they see me, we're so glad that you're here with the symphony in Indianapolis, but we love Stephen. And they used to say that in Scotland too. But the other thing about Stephen, that for those of you that know him, and some here too, everybody always says how different we are from each other. One of us is a little introverted, and the other one is rather extroverted, and you probably can't guess from tonight which one is which. But the fact of the matter is that although we don't seem to be the same in character, we share so many interests and so many common experiences that those 19 years have flown past very quickly. And I think one of the great things about a long-lasting relationship like that is that you no longer have to explain things or remind people of things. If we're very culturally involved people, and we go to operas, we go to concerts, we share the same previous performances of those same pieces, so we understand each other's experience, and we are thinking simultaneous things at the same time. We don't even need to talk about it. So although in outward appearance we can be a little, seem to be rather different, and he isn't here right now. And later on we'll be announcing a change in both our relationships. Michael and I will be very happy together. But you know, underneath it all, there's that common experience of 19 years, which really draws us together and unites us. And I can't imagine, as I'm sure many of you can't, being with anybody else with any other experience. So that's my life.
And what would Stephen have said if you'd been here?
He'd have said exactly the same. Yeah, he's not quite as ready to. He actually does have a valid excuse for not being here, but he's less comfortable in sharing his life with 50 of our new acquaintances.